More than a year after his arrest made headlines around the world. Today, Sean Diddy Combs sentenced to 50 months, just over 4 years, in federal prison. Combs' team reacting to the sentence.
It is really a sad day for everybody. What we feel happened today was that the judge acted as a 13th juror, one that we did not choose.
No, he did.
Meanwhile, one juror from Combs' trial telling ABC News they think the rap mogul, quote, got off easy. Combs will get credit for time served for the past year.
On the federal system, you only serve 85% of the actual prison time that you've been given. Rough math, when all is said and done, Sean Combs will be spending the next 2 years and potentially 8 months in prison, meaning he could get out in the spring or summer of 2028.
Cassie Ventura's lawyer, Doug Wigdor, saying in part tonight, while nothing can undo the trauma caused by Combs, the sentence imposed today recognizes the impact of the serious offenses he committed. Combs' children returning to their New York City hotel quietly tonight without him after a dramatic day in court. Combs' defense team presenting this over 10-minute-long video that focused on him as a father and a professional.
When my baby cries.
We gotta give her a bottle then.
Pops, I love you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for inspiring.
For most defendants, they don't have the resources, nor the time, nor an attorney with the ability. You can criticize it however you want, but it did show him in a positive light, both in terms of his philanthropy and him as a father.
The defense also presenting this adult continuing education course Combs reportedly taught to inmates while in prison. Course materials for the 6-week program, including class titles like Successful People Do What Unsuccessful People Won't Do, with built-in goals and lessons like you can make money, but you can't make time.
This was an atypical sentencing hearing compared to what we usually see in Manhattan federal court. 5 of Sean Combs' defense attorneys gave lengthy remarks. 2 spoke almost as character witnesses after the defense called no witnesses during trial.
The defense's presentation a far cry from what jurors saw during Combs' trial, where video and audio of Combs' so-called freak-offs were shown, as well as this video of Combs appearing to physically assault his former partner, Cassie Ventura. In July, the jury found Combs guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, each count carrying a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. He was found not guilty of the more serious counts of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, which carried a potential life sentence.
Sean Combs sat on his hands expressionless as the judge imposed the sentence of 4 years in prison. He really wanted to be tasting freedom.
At sentencing, Combs speaking out to the courtroom, tearfully apologizing. I hate myself right now, Combs said. I've been stripped down to nothing. I really am truly sorry for it all, no matter what they said.
He said one of the most frustrating things is that he had to remain silent and could not express his remorse until now. And he apologized first to Cassie Ventura and to Jane, his other girlfriend.
One by one, 6 of Combs' children speaking out, pleading for their father to be let out of prison.
Combs appeared to sob as they spoke, perhaps realizing the impact his criminal conviction has had on them.
And both sides submitting letters either supporting or opposing Combs' release. Cassie Ventura, now a mother of 3, writing, I hope that your decision considers the truths at hand that the jury failed to see. And my worries that Sean Combs or his associates will come after me and my family is my reality. Combs facing some backlash from prosecutors, claiming his apology amounted to lip service and that he already had planned for life after prison. Combs' lead attorney, Tenny Garagos, speaking exclusively to ABC.
The jury made it very clear in their verdict that they acquitted him of the sex trafficking and the RICO counts. They did not find there was any coercion with the prostitution, and here I think not guilty means not guilty.
But the judge suggested he couldn't be blind to the sum total of Combs' conduct. He had to send a message, he said.
We owned the violence at this trial. My opening was very clear. You know, we accept the domestic violence, we take ownership of it, and we accept responsibility for it. But domestic violence is not what he was convicted of. He was convicted of transportation for prostitution.
Is Sean Combs a changed man? You've been with him so long through this entire year-long prosecution.
I can say from the bottom of my heart, more than I think anybody else truly on this team can say, that he is a changed man.
The case against Combs breaking down the decades-long veneer the musical mogul and entrepreneur had built. Cracks in Combs' glamorous persona first surfaced when his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura filed a civil lawsuit against him in late 2023, which he settled the next day, paying Ventura $20 million with no admission of wrongdoing. 6 months later, this shocking video from a hotel surveillance camera depicting Combs physically assaulting Cassie. Though Combs first denied any wrongdoing, after the video's release, he spoke out on social media.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
But that hotel footage became crucial evidence at trial, along with Cassie's 4 days of emotional testimony. Combs' ex-girlfriend describing in detail his alleged physical assaults, threats, and incidents known as freak-offs. She said Combs first proposed the encounters that he called voyeurism when he would watch me have intercourse and sexual activity with a third party, specifically another man, within the first year of their relationship. I knew it wasn't something I wanted to be doing, but I was in love and wanting to make him happy. I didn't feel like I had much of a choice, didn't really know what no could turn into.
The jury saw anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes of videos of freak-offs, and you can see the full spectrum of reactions from people. Raised eyebrows, kind of clutching their pearls, gasping, turning away, and some people just staring intently, taking notes.
Defense attorneys portrayed Cassie as a willing participant in a consensual relationship, presenting text messages that seemingly show Cassie at times initiating the freak-offs. At one point texting, "Freak off with a girl?" Combs responding, "What makes you want to do that?"
The actual ages of the jurors, at least half of them were from 51 to 74 years old. And when you're talking about the heart of a case being about consent, I can see how a person who was 20 would have a very different opinion of what consent is if they're 30 or 65. And so for people being 50 and above, I think that went to the heart of the decision in this case.
Also key to the government's case against Combs, the testimony of another former girlfriend who went by the pseudonym Jane. Over several days on the stand, Jane tearfully described her tumultuous 3-year relationship with Combs, which began in 2021 and ended when he got arrested in 2024.
You gotta believe what you want. It's the last time you and cursing at me, disrespecting me.
Jurors hearing his own words in this voice note entered into evidence by the prosecution. Mark Agnifilo, one of Combs' defense attorneys, delivered a theatrical closing argument, digging into the testimony by Cassie Ventura, painting a portrait of a, quote, great modern love story of an intense, loving relationship that had its ups and downs. But today, Combs' expression of accountability and remorse wasn't enough. Judge Arun Subramanian saying a history of good works can't wash away their record in this case. Combs still facing dozens of civil suits as well.
Now that this federal criminal case is over, those will start back up. Those cases where Sean Combs will be asked to give depositions or the cases will continue, and ultimately he will either have to settle or go to trial. We're going to see more of the allegations against Sean Combs.